right, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, what's happening? All right, so let's get right into it. The topic today is actually called creative vision and imagination. And what's cool about this is I can really take this anywhere that I want to take it. And as a matter of fact, I think I might. Okay, so I'm going to start it off like this. I was listening to The Strangest Secret earlier today by Earl Nightingale. And there was a rather interesting fact that he brought up. And he says this, right? He says that 5% of the world population, 5%, even in America, let's boil it down to America, right? One of the most abundant nations in the world. 5% of the population is winning. 5% is actually, got it figured out financially. While 95% of the population is losing. That, I'm not going to say, I think it's 60% of people in America today don't even have $1,000 in their bank account. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's the statistic. And I don't have my sources for that one, but I'm serious. Let's just say it like this: 95% of the world's losing. Okay, and in The Strangest Secret, Earl Nightingale thought to him, went on a deep dive. Why is this the case? Why is 95% losing? And here's what he found out. He found that the top 5% of people, of individuals that were successful, that were winning, had goals. They had clearly defined goals. While the other 95% of the world did not. Right? You can go up to, anyone in the street and simply ask them, okay, what do you truly want in this world? Wait, what do you truly want? And as a matter of fact, most of them would not be able to tell you. They wouldn't be able to, give a clear-cut answer to what they truly want. Maybe they'll say more money, but it's like, okay, here's $1, that's more money, right? But it's not like distinguished. Okay, so that was rather fascinating to me. Now, let's take it a step further. Okay, this is something that I listened to a little while ago, probably a year ago, but it was a speech by Jordan Belfort, right? The Wolf of Wall Street. And he actually acknowledged, Earl Nightingale and The Strangest Secret. What's happening, Sam? He acknowledged, The Strangest Secret, it's great. Clearly defined goals is great. But he wants to take it a step further. And I remember Jordan Belfort said, what's even further than, having goals, some direction to go to, is really just having a vision. Right? Having a clearly defined vision for what you want. The goals, absolutely. I'm a huge fan of writing down the goals. But those, at the end of the day, are, the little milestones to the greater vision that you got. So that's what we're talking about today, right? Creative vision, right? Having, a vision that maybe it's only you that can see, the ideas that you got. But at the end of the day, right? Getting crystal clear on it and being able to share it with people, right? That's what's really much more enticing, right? Goals, they're essential milestones, but it's sharing that vision with other people that actually is really enticing, and that's gonna help people, want to learn more about what you're doing, let's just say. Right, so that's what I want to talk about today. Now, in terms of this topic, I'm gonna talk about a couple of things, like, sharing your vision with others, and we'll see where we take it, right? I might even talk about, developing your imagination, right? One of the greatest gifts that we got. Okay, so let me go back to The Strangest Secret for a second, right? And I'm just gonna say some cool facts about that and see where it takes me, right? One thing that Earl Nightingale described as the definition to success, right? What does it mean to actually be successful? And it's really simple. It's really simple. You don't need to have, all the money to be successful. You don't need to have, everything right now to be successful. As a matter of fact, you can actually start right here, right now, being successful. I mean, I can't say this word. All right. And here's what he says, right? Success, he defines it as the worthy pursuit, right? The pursuit of a worthy ideal, right? The man or woman who knows what he wants, who has a vision, who is making progress, who is going forward towards the end goal, towards their definite major purpose, is the person that's successful, right? Success can be defined as the worthy, as the pursuit of a worthy ideal. And that's pretty cool, right? Because, you know, he actually interviewed some really successful businessman at the time, and he was like, when did you know you were successful? And that businessman said, you know, I knew I was successful when I was sleeping on park benches. Right? Even when he was sleeping on park benches, he believed that he was successful. And why was that the case? Right? Because he told Earl Nightingale, right, I knew what I wanted, and I knew that I was going to get it. And look at him now, right? He became an incredibly successful businessman, as the story goes. Right? So the idea is, you know, just making the simple progress forward. Right? Making that progress forward is what makes you a successful individual. Right? Yeah, I may not, you know, have everything I want right now, but it comes down, what's happening, Jordan? It comes down to, you know, making the progress. Right? Making the progress is absolutely the key. Right? So, you know, having that creative vision. Let's get back to this topic for a second, right? Because, you know, yes, it's important to make progress, but, you know, what are we making progress towards, right? We need to have this vision, right? We need to clearly define, you know, what we want, and be able to not only just have it to ourselves, right? Be able to share the vision with other people. Because, you know, there's so much out there, right? There's so much things that you can want, but, you know, it's not until we get really clear cut on it that all of a sudden we were like, okay, now I got to start taking, you know, some action steps towards it. And so I'm going to share one idea that has helped me out significantly. And it was an idea that I actually started crafting my own vision simply by writing down literally a 1,000-word story for how I wanted my life to look. Right? Writing it down, making it descriptive, doing it all the way to 1,000 words. And not only doing 1,000-word story, but I did multiple stories of how I wanted my life to look like, to feel like, to be like. Right? And I did it for different areas of my life, right? Financially, with my relationships, with my faith. And there was two more. I'll remember those in a little bit, but I wrote different stories for different areas of my life that I really wanted to improve, and I got really descriptive about it, so that, you know, it's through writing it down and actually, you know, doing the deep dive and doing the deep work to do it, because trust me, it's not going to be comfortable, but it was through doing this deep work that I was able to neuroencode this vision into my brain. But the act of physically writing it down, physically writing down what you want, allows you to neuroencode it into your brain. And that was critical, because now all of a sudden you have a greater vision, right? Just by doing that exercise alone, you have a greater vision, and you know what you got to make progress towards. Because, you know, maybe you're making progress, maybe you're busy, right? There's a lot of people out there that's saying that they're so busy, yet they're not making progress or being productive, right? There's a clear difference between being busy and productive, between being busy and effective, between being busy and actually, you know, making real, tangible progress, right? The idea is not to just be busy. The idea is to get the thing that we want, to get to our definite major purpose, right? And so that's where it starts with, you know, really crafting a vision. How do you want your life to be? How do you want it to look? What do you want? Like, where do you want to live? How specific are you on it? Because like I said, right, yeah, we can ask for more money, but then I can give you $1, and that's having more money. So that's the topic, right? Creative vision and imagination. Now, the second major point that I want to make today is regarding, you know, sharing your vision. Sharing your vision with the world. Because, you know, there's another great quote by Earl Nightingale, and I'm going to probably not say it word for word correctly, but it's like, you know, you have this dream, right? You have this great, surging, surreal dream, and only you are able to really see this idea that you got. Nobody else can see it but you, right? And it's not until you start really crafting this dream, you start crafting this vision, and you start, you know, being able to condense it in a way where you can share it with the world, right? It's not until that comes into play that people can start following your vision and not only believing in you, but masterminding with you and supporting you to go get it. Right? Maybe there's somebody out there that needs to hear the ideas that you have. Right? Maybe there's somebody out there that needs to hear the ideas that you have that, you know, can help you out in some area of the vision that you don't yet have. Right? And that's where, you know, the mastermind comes in. Right? One of the cool things about Think and Grow Rich, right? All the principles, they intertwine. Yeah, you know, imagination is one aspect of it, but, you know, you want to know how to step up your imagination? Right? The mastermind principle, absolutely critical. As a matter of fact, it was, for me, you know, being able to partner with a mastermind that I was able to not only get new ideas that I would have never gotten before, but I was actually able to implement them, to actually be held accountable on them. Right? They say a rising tide raises all ships. Right? Masterminding with other people that, you know, have distinct imaginations, that have a clear vision for what they want, and you know they're going after it. Right? Partnering up with them is going to help you just be able to see so much more than you could see by yourself. Right? There's no possible chance that I will ever make it in this world by myself. That's not even a question about it. Right? I'm not ever going to be a self-made millionaire, whatever, right? I'm never going to be self-made, right? I'm always, you know, it's because of just the people that I'm able to align with, right? The mastermind. And I'm pretty confident, you know, all successful people that you study would say the same thing, right? They you don't make it by yourself, right? Having that mastermind really help you craft this vision. Maybe there's aspects that you're missing, that they are able to see that you cannot. All right? So, where was I? The mastermind. Now, additionally, right, one last point that I want to make. I was talking about, you know, how other principles, you know, all intertwine and really help you with crafting your vision. And remember, right, what's the end goal? Right? What's the definite major purpose, right? You know, Napoleon Hill in the Master Course of Success talks about, you know, all individual achievement stems from having a definite major purpose. Right? No one's going to end up, you know, doing the things that I talk about or actually, you know, sharing the vision with the world unless they become definite about it, unless they decide, you know, this is exactly what I want. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. And I'm going to not only craft the vision, but I have a burning desire to achieve this vision, to make this vision a reality. Right? And that's where, you know, starting with the definite major purpose, right? Having the mastermind help you in areas that you need help with crafting this vision, and then additionally being definite in you know, exactly what you want, so that you have a reason to bring this up to the mastermind, right? They're going to help you expand your vision in certain ways, right? Wallace C. Waddle says it's not about doing certain things, it's about doing things in a certain way, right? They're going to help you out and really lay down a clear-cut plan to get to the vision. But I think, like, you know, starting, let's just say, you know, your imagination, you're going to need to imagine the life that you want to live, and then, you know, decide, you know, this is definitely what I want. This is my definite major purpose. And one thing that I'm working on right now is actually really diving deep into the idea of establishing my definite major purpose, making it clear, making it, you know, very descriptive and imaginative, so that, you know, I have a clear picture of where I want to head towards. Right? I think we need to start focusing on, do I have a clear picture to head towards? Right? Because it's not about the end goal, right? The end goal is the end goal. And yeah, you know, you'll get there and it's going to be awesome, but you're probably just going to set a new goal. But it's about having the right direction, right? That's the most important part, right? Are you going in the right direction? Are you making progress? I'm telling you, progress is absolutely essential. And as a matter of fact, Tony Robbins would even argue that progress is equal to happiness. Right? The individual that is simply making progress towards a definite end is the individual that's happy. And it's not necessarily about everything, you know, being sunflowers and joy and blissful, right? There's going to be tough times. I'm not going to say that there isn't tough times for me too, but I'm able to go through these times happily because I'm making the progress, because I know, you know, if you're going through hell, you might as well just keep going and actually go through it, then rather than just get stuck in there. All right, so that was a good talk today. Creative vision and imagination. Now I want to reiterate some points because why not? Right. Earl Nightingale. I'm talking about The Strangest Secret. Says that The people that succeed have goals, while the people that don't do not have clearly defined goals. And furthermore, right, Jordan Belfort says, even more than goals, is so essential to have a vision, to have a clear-cut vision that you can use the goals as milestones to get to that end vision, but we got to make it enticing, right? The goal, goals are just goals, but having a clear vision actually makes you be like, okay, I'm gonna seriously take these goals serious and use them as milestones and use them as benchmarks on my way to the end vision that I have, right? And then I talked about some other things like the mastermind, definite major purpose, and other principles that all come into play when you can start, really crafting the vision, right? Really crafting the vision for what you want, right? At the end of the day, it really all comes down to what do you want, and then all of a sudden, right, applying everything else, like using your imagination to create a clear-cut plan, and then following through on that plan with persistence, right? Everything else falls into play, right? So, thank you all for tuning in with me today, right? That was the topic, creative vision and imagination. I hope everyone enjoys their Friday. Have a fantastic weekend. I'll be back next week, and I'll leave you with this, right? Until we meet again in time and space. Bye, everybody, for now. Start working today, just thinking, what do you really want? Get clear on it. Start using that imagination that you have, right? We all have the same mental tools, right? Some people are just using it better than others. So, go out there, go crush it today, and I'll see you all next week. Bye, everybody, for now.